Hi, I'm Kees from the Midnight Garage and I'm in the IKEA. Why am I in the IKEA? Because we're in Sweden. And why are we in Sweden? That's because we're going to visit our friend Remie. You might remember Remie from some of our older videos. This is Remie, this is Remie.
This is also Remie.
And this is also Remie.
So I thought, nice, I'm going to take the Supra.
So recently Remie's wheels got stolen off his awesome Volvo and I had the brilliant idea to bring him some new wheels.
So I thought those wheels, those won't fit in the Toyota Supra. But I can take the Toyota Sierra, that's fun as well.
But then I had another brilliant idea, and that was to do a booze run. Because in Sweden alcohol is really expensive, I can buy cheap alcohol in the Netherlands and sell it in Sweden.
So if we were to take the Toyota Sierra, then that would mean that we can only bring like 4 beers, and that's not really worth it. So we need to find something else.
So therefore we ended up with this. Which is a bit boring, but at least Ruben is making some improvements. So this is actually my father's car and he said you could borrow it so you don't have to go with like a crappy shitbox. And yeah, it's done 199,500 kilometers, so during this trip we will actually hit 200,000. That's cool.
We should make a big deal about it.
Yeah, we should make a really big deal. We'll probably forget it. So Ruben, what did you get?
I got din milda drikkvark jordgrupp granataple.
So we're now off to meet Remie and we're gonna show him his little surprise. He doesn't know anything about the rims yet, so it's going to be fun.
What's up? What's up, Ruben? How's it going?
Everything's going great, man.
Alright. Welcome to Sweden, guys.
Thank you.
Can we film your reaction of all the beer in our trunk?
Yes, for sure. I already sold a couple actually. Nice, dude.
I'll also check this out.
It's perfect. It's introduction week for the new students, so we're gonna sell easily.
I got some compensation for you.
What? Dude, what?
Get the fuck
up. Nice, dude. Oh man, I fucking love you, man. I love you guys.
That's almost so.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? How did you get those?
Internet?
Oh, my man. Dude, fucking love you, man.
So, change of plans. Instead of driving the Renault, we are going to check out Remie's Volvo.
Volvo.
So, it turns out that there's a high probability that the wheels don't fit like this. Yes, do it. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to test fit them now. Hopefully they will fit, otherwise we need to see if we can get spacers or something.
Next level.
Remie, I think they look sick.
Yes.
Why are you wearing that?
It's raining.
So we are now going to test if they rub. And I think they rub slightly.
Well,
Yeah, maybe slightly. Well, they didn't fit. That's a shame. But we decided that we are going to take the Volvo for a spin. We're going to check out a tuning shop, maybe a scrapyard. Maybe we can find some stuff to make the wheels fit. And we're going to leave that car behind. So we are going to take the Volvo for a spin. We're going to check out some tuning shops and, like I said, some scrapyards. Hopefully we can find something, but at least we're going to have a fun day. Kees is making some smoke effects. We're going to tell a bit more about the Volvo as well, but it's a shitty day out. We're gonna wait and hopefully it's gonna be a better day out later. And then we can properly show the Volvo because it's pretty damn cool. First stop, Biltema. Well, we're probably at the right place. Förflagor afteragor, bilvärd. Smäbaren kjell. What? A shelf with control arms? In a store. Okay, this is pretty cool. We don't have this in Holland. This just reminds me of an Autobax in Japan, but it's slightly different, but still pretty much the same idea. Spacers, even exhaust, hydraulic press. Wow, this is really cool. I didn't expect them to have this much.
They have a lot of stuff. I don't know who buys it, but they have it.
Okay, so you're gonna buy something?
maybe I'll put together my own 3-inch exhaust.
That's pretty cool. So if you need to replace your stötdämpare, you can also buy some new gasfjäder and some spiralfjäder. And it's all just in shelves. That's really cool. Kees found his tools. Kees, for you. Remie just told me that this is something they put on your car when you're a new driver, so people know, like, you can't drive that well. So I'm going to buy this for Kees. Ooh. Nice. Okay, time to go to the next store.
It's a pretty fun store. I wish we had something like this in Holland.
Yeah, me too. What do you think, Remie?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I come there a lot of the times that when I'm working on my car and need stuff, I'll be there. It's the go-to place.
It's awesome. It's very cool. I really like it. So we once again switched over to the Renault because we are going to scrapyards and it might be a good idea to have some extra loading space. Right, so we're now at a scrapyard, a Swedish scrapyard. Never been to a Swedish scrapyard, so I'm looking forward to what we can find here. Kees is going to look for some Volvo parts. Remie is also going to look for some Volvo parts, and I'm going to look for some Honda parts. Volvo. So Kees, can you find something?
I don't know if we can haul an engine back to the Netherlands in a Scenic, but
We should do that. We should just do that. B230 FK.
Low pressure turbo.
Yes, this is a nice Volvo.
Deze heeft goed onderhoud gehad.
Yeah.
Kijk hoe fucking mooi zoals het eruit ziet.
Wow. It's a shame this one's on the scrapyard. So we saw a 740 with original speaker rings, which is awesome for his car, but apparently he has different door panels, so these won't fit, which is a shame. Wow. Just in the trunk. Kees, what are you getting?
I'm getting the missing mount for my gearbox conversion that I did. This is the mount I don't have. So now I welded something in between, but it's quite shit. So yeah, I'm gonna do it proper now.
Nice. So while they are looking for Volvo stuff, I thought it's a good idea for me to go and look at some Honda stuff. And I found an EG and an EK sedan, and some Hondas I can't really take parts of. But now we are going back to the EG. Headlight washers. I'm going to take those because that's a Scandinavian only option and they're mine. Well, I hope you can see it, but this is a color that I've never seen before on an EK sedan. It's like a really dark purple. I really like that. It's a shame we can't use any of the rest of the parts, but pretty cool. The color code is RP25P. Oh yeah. Now I wanted to do some drone shots because I thought that would be really cool, but as you can see, the weather really sucks, so I'm not gonna do that. This is definitely a car for Kees or Boyd. Nice. Well, this has been pretty successful.
Yep. Got a bag of parts.
Wow.
Jezus, dit zie ik best vaak man.
Wow.
Met Amerikaanse kop nog.
Jesus
One
Christus.
impressive Volvo.
Ik vind wel zijn spoor is niet van leren.
Ik vind dat dit kan handelen.
Alright, scrapyard number 2. Pretty cool setting. Seems to be really big though.
Dat wil ik in Nederland even. Ah nee, dat is er niet speciaal.
Nice jacket, Kees. Oei. Again, bad weather, no drone shots. Kees, you found a Honda. Well, it is a Honda. More Hondas. No Hondas for me, some Volvos. Meh. So what's next?
We go back to Lund.
All right. Day 2 in Sweden. I'm picking up the car, it's parked a mile away. It's nice here. There it is. So, okay. All right. Still very annoyed that I don't get to drive the Supra or the Syrah and instead this Renault. But anyway, it's time to pick the rest up.
Nice thing to be in there.
So we are now on our way to a place called Themidnightgarage Dumplings, and it's one of my favorite places to go for lunch in Lund because they have amazing dumplings and some really nice like rice noodles and stuff like that.
Jesus. Leed en pijn. It's good.
Very nice.
Super Vietnamees. Dat is helemaal niet begrepen heb. Dat is zo aan het kijken. Kom even. Ben je vergeraakt?
Right, so we're back at Remie's Volvo. We couldn't find any spaces, so there's no chance that we can put the wheels on right now. But since we haven't properly shown the car, that's what we're going to do right now.
What's up, guys? I'm having Kees and Ruben over from the Netherlands, and I'm gonna tell you something about my Volvo. So basically, I bought this car when I was 19, about 4 years ago, and I wanted a car that had rear-wheel drive and a turbo, and that was also an old-timer, so I ended up buying a Volvo 740. I found this car online, and the previous owner already did a lot of work on the car, mainly aesthetics. So the car had a new paint job, it had super nice rims, which eventually got stolen, but a little bit more about that later, I guess. Most work that had been done on the car was aesthetics, but the engine didn't have that much work on it, so it was basically, consuming a lot of oil, and it was a little bit shitty. So I took the car when I bought it, and the only thing that I wanted to do about it was do a lot of engine work, because aesthetic-wise I was quite happy with it already. I think the previous owner did a great job, so I wanted to focus on the engine. So basically what I did was I bought a new engine because the old one was just worn out, and you know, like I wanted to do a full revise anyway, so I figured I could buy an engine from a Volvo 940, which has a little better internals and is just a little bit stronger. So I bought a 940 B200 FT, which is the 2-liter turbo engine in the Volvos. Brought it to the machine shop and had some internal work done. So I changed the pistons and the conrods to forged ones, and I had like the header redone fully, and yeah, everything was revised and new again. Yeah, so I built the block in the car again, and this is kind of a long story. Like there's a lot of things that went wrong with it, a lot of things that I ran into. I also, at some point, I needed to have some wiring done. And I ended up at a company because I'm not really that good of a mechanic. I try to do as much as I can, but the wiring was just a big mess up for me, so I was like, I'm gonna outsource this. Ended up at a garage where my car had been for like a year, but they didn't manage to fix it. Later I found another garage and they actually fixed it in like 2 days, because they made these wiring harnesses that are exactly for the build that I did, so from a 940 engine into a 740 bay. That was done, and now my car ran on the new engine and everything is fine, and now I started to do a little bit of tweaking. So actually the previous owner already fitted a 3-inch exhaust, like a full exhaust system from the front to the back. I did a VX3 camshaft, which is a little bit of a sharper camshaft that came in a little bit of like a more performance engine that Volvo ever built. Then I bought this Doe 88 Big Pack, which is basically intercooler and piping. I brought my car to this amazing guy in the Netherlands who burns his own chips for fuel maps and ignition maps. So he gave me a custom maps that were basically fitted to my engine. The car is still running on the same, like the stock turbo, and I just turned the boost a little bit higher. So it's now running, I think, about 0.8 bar, which is, I guess, 12 psi. The engine itself produces now around 200 horsepower on the rear wheels, which is a lot of fun. When I brought the engine to the machine shop, I kind of like built it to handle up to 500 horsepower, which I'm not gonna, like, that's not what I'm aiming for, because I don't think that's comfortable driving. But what I would like to get out of this car is, well, at least, I guess, 350 horsepower. So next steps that I want to do is, change the turbo, do some new fuel maps and ignition maps, and yeah, do all the supporting materials like the fuel pumps and stuff like that. Problem is money, of course. We all have project cars, so it's gonna be a while, but you know, like slowly but surely this car is gonna be built exactly to what I like. And yeah, I guess that's so far all I have to say about my Volvo.
Hello. So Remie, where are we going?
We're going to find a little nice area just outside Lund, the city where I live, and it's a really nice like country fields where we can, you know, do some pulls and maybe make some nice videos. As I mentioned before, I used to have these super nice rims that the previous owner mounted. They were these like 5-spoke, 18-inch Oceans rims with like a deep dish and all in chrome. They looked super nice, and they were like the most beautiful shoes I ever had. Anyways, a while ago, I had them on my car. My car was parked at my place. And a while ago, I just came to my car, and I was actually on my way to the Netherlands. So that day, I was gonna fly back to the Netherlands, and I was just gonna do a quick run to the grocery store and get some stuff. I got to my car and was just standing on its brake discs, and they fucking stole my rims. The window was smashed because I had these like lock bolts or wheel nuts, whatever. And I had the key inside because I kind of like need to bring it with me if I ever get a flat tire, that, you know, like I'm actually able to get off my wheel. So they broke into my car, they forced the locks, and they smashed the window. They got the key, and then, you know, they opened my wheels. They took all the bolts, and yeah, they fucking stole my wheels. So, and they even didn't, they fucking put it back on brake discs. This was like the most horrible thing to see. But I came to my car and I was just looking at it, I was just face palming and smiling. I was like, those fuckers, they got me.
Yeah, that's really sad. I really didn't expect them to steal wheels in Sweden. I thought there were like really nice people everywhere, but apparently...
Yeah, my car was parked in the same place the whole year, and everything was fine the whole year. But yeah, I guess they found out, and, you know, at some point they just totally stole my wheels. But now, luckily, my old landlady, she had a garage that she wasn't using, so she told me that I could use it for the rest of my time here. So now my car is safely inside, and whenever I have the money, I'm gonna get some nice wheels again.
And now it's time to park the Volvo up again. Very sad. But hopefully we'll see it again in a couple months or something.
Of course, I'll be back.
all good things must come to an end.
Yes.
We have to go.
Yeah.
But we have one more gift for Kees.
We had a lot of fun, and these boys are driving home, so I'm gonna put this on the back of the car, so I make sure they drive safe, you know. Drive safe, motherfuckers.
Bye, Remie. I don't see you anymore because you left, but
Bye. So we're now driving back to the Netherlands, and we're just approaching Denmark. There's the bridge. And remember that the car nearly had done 200,000 kilometers. Yeah, we kind of missed we kind of missed it. Yeah, we are off by 752 kilometers. Oops.